But there was one performance this year that stunned me. It sank its hooks in my heart. Not because it was good. There was nothing good about it. It was that moment when the person asking to sit in the most respected seat in our country imitated a disabled reporter. It kind of broke my heart when I saw it, and I still can't get it out of my head because it wasn't in a movie. It was real life. Disrespect invites disrespect. Violence incites violence. When the powerful use their position to bully others, we all lose.
Meryl Streep just dropped a bomb at the Golden Globes that sent Melania into total meltdown mode. The Hollywood icon didn't just criticize Trump, she accidentally exposed the bizarre truth about his marriage. We've got the footage Melania doesn't want you to see. While Donald was busy rage tweeting about Streep being overrated, cameras caught the First Lady's real reaction that says everything about their fake marriage. Remember when Hollywood royalty decided to drop a truth bomb that shook the White House? At the 2017 Golden Globes, Meryl Streep didn't just accept an award, she lit a fuse that would expose cracks in America's most bizarre political marriage.
I am the most overrated and most It's embarrassing and it's terrifying to put the target on your forehead, and it sets you up for all sorts of attacks and armies of brown shirts and bots and worse. And currently I am the most berated actress who likes football of my generation.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. When Streep took the stage to accept her Lifetime Achievement Award, nobody expected her to become an accidental marriage counselor to the first couple. Without ever mentioning Trump by name, she delivered a surgical takedown that left the audience stunned. The Oscar-winning actress zeroed in on the issue of powerful people using their positions to bully others, emphasizing how disrespect invites disrespect and violence incites violence when modeled by someone with influence. On the surface, it seemed like just another celebrity political statement, but beneath the obvious criticism of Trump's mockery of a disabled reporter lurked something far more explosive, an unintentional spotlight on the power dynamics of the Trump marriage itself.
And this instinct to humiliate, when it's modeled by someone in the public platform, by someone powerful, it filters down into everybody's life. But it was effective and it did its job. It made its intended audience laugh and show their teeth. We need the principled press to hold power to account, to call them on the carpet for every outrage. So I only ask the famously well-heeled Hollywood foreign press and all of us in our community to join me in supporting the Committee to Protect Journalists.
The timing couldn't have been worse for the newly elected president. As America witnessed Streep's eloquent takedown of bullying behavior, viewers couldn't help but draw parallels to what many had long suspected about the Trump relationship. It's one thing when political opponents call you out. It's another when Hollywood's most respected actress accidentally describes your marriage on national television. And boy, did the Trumps respond differently. While most presidents might ignore celebrity criticism, Donald couldn't help himself. His fingers flew across Twitter in the wee hours of the morning, proving Streep's point about thin-skinned bullies. Meryl Streep, one of the most overrated actresses in Hollywood, doesn't know me but attacked last night at the Golden Globes. He furiously tweeted, "She is a Hillary flunky who lost big for the 100th time."
If his catastrophic instinct to retaliate doesn't lead us to nuclear winter, we will have much to thank this president for. The only way you can do it is to feel you have to. You have to. You don't have an option. You have to. Stand up, speak up, act up. His whisperers will have alerted us to the potential flaws in our balance of power in government.
classic Trump move. When criticized, call someone overrated and link them to political enemies. It's like watching a toddler throw peas across the dining room when they don't want to eat their vegetables. But while Donald was having his typical Twitter tantrum, something much more interesting was happening with Melania. See, while Donald was busy proving Streep right about powerful bullies, Melania was having what staffers described as an uncharacteristically emotional reaction. For a woman known for her poker face, regardless of circumstance, the sudden schedule changes and canceled appearances in the days following Streep's speech raised eyebrows among White House insiders. Body language experts pounced on footage showing Melania's typically stoic expression cracking under pressure. Even the smallest shifts in her demeanor became noteworthy since they represented such a stark departure from her usual unflappable facade. It's as if Streep's comments about power imbalances and public humiliation struck a nerve that had long been carefully hidden from view. The real bombshell came from insider reports about Melania's private reaction. While the official White House line maintained that the First Lady was unbothered by the Golden Globes drama, behind closed doors, a different story emerged. Sources claim Melania made a particularly telling comment, suggesting that Streep understands what it's like. Understands what's like exactly? The statement hung in the air, loaded with implications about her personal experience.
How easily all of this can be ignored, and how the authority of the executive in the hands of a self-dealer can be wielded against the people, and how quaint notions of custom, honor, and duty compelled them to adhere to certain practices of transparency and responsibility, punish and humiliate, delegitimize the press and all the imagined enemies with spasmodic regularity and easily provoked predictability.
For a woman who rarely reveals anything beyond carefully scripted statements, this momentary crack in the armor spoke volumes. Staff members described her reaction as genuinely rattled, a stark contrast to her typical ability to weather political storms with practiced indifference. It appeared that Streep's words about powerful men using their position to humiliate others resonated on a deeply personal level. The days following the speech revealed a growing distance between the Trumps that became impossible to ignore. Scheduled joint appearances were mysteriously rearranged, and when they did appear together, the body language told its own story. Those tiny moments, a brushed away hand, a stiffened posture when he approached, accumulated into something impossible to dismiss as mere coincidence. What makes this incident particularly fascinating is how it became a blueprint for future Hollywood Trump confrontations. Time and again throughout his presidency, it was often celebrities, rather than politicians, who managed to pierce the carefully constructed Trump image. Something about criticism from the entertainment world seemed to trigger responses that political barbs couldn't match, especially from Melania. While Trump was busy having his Twitter tantrum, Melania was playing a much smarter game behind the scenes. Reports show that after Streep's speech, she actually renegotiated her prenup with Donald, making sure her son Barron's future was locked down before she'd even consider moving into the White House. Talk about priorities. This wasn't just another celebrity feud. It was the moment Melania decided to upgrade her contract in America's most expensive business partnership, pretending to be a marriage. Let's be real. Meryl Streep didn't just collect another fancy trophy that night. She accidentally became the first person to poke a hole in the Trump marriage balloon, letting all the hot air out for everyone to see. The most revealing thing about the Trumps wasn't found in any White House press briefing or campaign rally. It was hidden in Melania's response to a 3-minute speech from a woman who knows a thing or two about authentic performances.